Stay with us on Talk Pittsburgh, and I have a question for you. I'm just going to start with one right out of the gate. Okay. You feeling a little foggy?
Sure am.
Gray skies have you feeling like you lost your spark?
Oh boy, do they ever.
Okay, well, you're not alone, Mikey.
Today we're diving into something that can help building a stronger, more resilient brain to boost focus.
And could you go without your phone for 24 hours? Mikey's got the tips that you need to do it, plus what Pittsburghers are saying about the challenge.
First, the news you need to know this Wednesday in the Bird's Eye View.
You are looking at new images of Air Force One arriving back in Maryland after the plane had a mechanical issue mid-flight. The local restaurant assessing the damage this morning after a horrible fire.
And it is not just the bitter cold you'll face today. Ron is tracking when fresh flakes will start flying.
And status check on the search for the Steelers' next head coach.
Frustrations are growing among some students at Duquesne University. This is a story we reported last week. For more than a year now, a group of roommates at McGinley Hall have gone without heat in their apartment. They've gone to management repeatedly about the issue with no solutions. The leasing company now says it's a design-based issue with the construction of their apartment. The roommates say it's a major inconvenience.
It's definitely annoying having to drive home to somewhere that's warm. That time I could be doing like my other schoolwork that I have to do.
Tonight, parents and taxpayers are calling for an investigation in a local school district. As KDK lead investigator Andy Sheehan reports, trouble's brewing in the Woodland Hills schools and people are demanding answers.
Because there was no board vote, the public was not made aware of anything.
The board has offered no explanation for the moves, but an organized group of parents and taxpayers, including John Jeffers, has been questioning past expenditures and contract awards by the board, and believe Maluchnik is being forced out for raising those concerns.
Well, I hope they get the answers that they need. And new jobs, they can be intimidating, and that goes for elected officials too. Advice from people who have been there, done that, can go a long way. Take a listen.
All right, let's get started. Just a little advice for Corey. Many people don't know, but right off of your office is a secret stairwell, and it takes you down to the 4th floor to the public safety director's office. Don't be afraid to use it.
Wow, who knew? That was Mayor Bill Peduto passing along advice to newly elected Mayor Corey O'Connor. But he wasn't alone in that. Heather, who else was involved in this?
Yeah, this is really neat. It was former mayors Peduto, as you heard there, Murphy, Ravenstall, and our last mayor for the city of Pittsburgh, Ed Gainey. Each of them passing along their tips and advice for Corey O'Connor. Take a listen.
Being mayor is every day. When people's snow doesn't get off the road, they think of the mayor. When their trash doesn't get picked up, they think of the mayor. For better or for worse, it's a wonderful experience.
When you're the mayor, there's always somewhere you can be. There's somewhere somebody always expects you to be. My advice for Corey is to make sure you remember your kids, right? And make sure you make time for them.
Just be yourself. Learn how to be comfortable in the position you're in as yourself. Allow your authentic self to always be the one that comes to the forefront.
Corey O'Connor shared this on Instagram, saying he's thankful to the mayors for their friendship as he joins this, quote, unique club. The video is just over 2 minutes long and shares more from these sit-downs with the previous Pittsburgh leaders, including, I have to say, a really nice message from Bill Peduto to wrap up the sentiments. Take a listen.
The future is yours. Use every day to its fullest. Use every opportunity to help to make a positive difference.
So the video ends with coverage of the various mayors being sworn in. Truly, really nice, and made us think about the advice that we all were given. And it had an impact on us as we were starting out in our respective career fields. And I think it can go a long way. I mean, he's just coming into this new office. He is no stranger to public service and being in a public office. But to step into this role, to be the main focus, I think it was really interesting hearing, because it's true. There's snow that's not removed, you think of the mayor. The trash is not collected, you think of the mayor. You think of this one person to solve all of the problems for hundreds of thousands of people. And it's a very heavy responsibility. So it's really a matter of how you're using that responsibility to better the city each and every day.
Yeah, and I think the really cool thing about this is, for the most part, there's not going to be anything new that happens unless there's some huge catastrophe or something like that. But they've been there. They've done it.
Yeah.
Take their advice.
Take their advice.
Yes.
So do you have somebody in your life who gave you some really good advice as you were entering into TV or one of your previous careers?
Absolutely. I think the first day that I started here, Lynn Hayes Freeland, she was like, you're going to have a lot of fun, work really hard, but don't forget about your family. And I said, huh? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Now I get it, because, I mean, we do all work really hard. The hours are long. And so I've always kept that in the back of my mind, like, hey, when I get home, try to shut off as much as I can.
Well, and it's so easy, I think, when you're starting out your career and you're in your 20s and it's just you, or if you're married, like you're trying to find that balance. But it is true, like once you add kids into the mix, it becomes a whole new ball game of trying to like this. It's just a demanding job. So.
That's good.
All right.
All right. Well, there are 94 days until the NFL draft comes to Pittsburgh. And each Wednesday, we're showing you what's new and what to expect this spring as we count down to the draft.
Yeah, so today we're throwing it back to some of the events from last year's draft in Green Bay and deciding if we should leave it in 2025 or bring it back here to Pittsburgh this year. I have to tell you, I had no idea. I mean, I knew that there was a lot that happened with the draft, but I didn't realize that there was so much extra, and I have not heard of anything yet planned for the draft
Me either.
here.
And I've been listening closely. I'm curious what's going to happen here.
So we're going to start with our first one, and this is flag football. Apparently, top prospects in Green Bay for the 2025 played flag football, and this was all for a good cause. So I'm going to say bring it back.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be flag football for me, but I think doing something like that, good sportsmanship,
fun,
for a good
loosen
cause.
you up. Yeah,
I'm saying yes.
It's good. Okay, last year, a special guest from Green Bay announced some of the draft picks. This makes me think about, like, who would we like to see?
And we're talking like celebrities, nonprofits,
right.
some
so maybe
local
like
kids.
some people from Pittsburgh, maybe a Wiz Khalifa, but if we take it to like the sports side, I don't know, maybe like Troy Polamalu.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we have some good celebrities that we could certainly use, and I think there's so many wonderful, we have so many wonderful charitable organizations that it would be fun to be able to highlight them in that way. So I say bring it back.
Yes.
We have a national stage. Can we use it to highlight the good that's being done here in the city? Absolutely.
I think
Let's
they
do
should
it.
use you. That'd be good. That'd be
No,
fun.
I don't think so. I'm not getting a call. Okay, so day 3 kicked off with a bike parade, and apparently this is a Green Bay Packers tradition. I didn't realize this. The Packers players ride bikes to practice.
Oh.
I'm going to say no to this one.
Me too. It sounds dangerous. Like, I mean, because they have their whole career in front of them, and then what if they get injured on the bike?
I also say this is their tradition.
Yeah.
So we need to find what's our tradition.
Right. I don't know. Not the bikes.
Not the bikes. Yeah. I say let's find something that's specific to the Steelers or something along those lines, and then make that the thing.
Yeah, I
not
agree.
the bikes.
I agree.
I'm not in.
All right, Celebrity Chef Supper Club. Last year, chefs like Andrew Zimmerman and former Packers players held a Taste of the Draft event. I say bring that back for sure.
Wait, is this food? Is this open? Is this open to the public? Like you could buy a ticket for the event?
So, yeah.
Or is this just for the players?
Ticketed. It's a ticketed event.
If I can buy a ticket to it, then yes. If this is just for the prospects and we have to just watch from the sidelines, then no. But if
we can go.
If I'm going, yes. That's how I feel. That was fun. I can't wait to see what we cook up. I'm really excited. Still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, we use our phones for everything: scheduling, communicating, for entertainment. Mikey is hitting the streets to find out how you're using your phone during your downtime. And is there a simple way to shave off a few minutes of that scrolling?
All right, plus live jazz, incredible local talent, and a mission to keep the music playing in downtown Pittsburgh. Find out how Con Almost Fundraising Gala is bringing the community together to protect a cultural cornerstone.
And if your snack stash is running low, there's an easy recipe to fill those cravings when hunger hits. Find out how to make an easy homemade granola bar when Talk Pittsburgh returns. Bringing it back, snacking. Today's holiday feels extremely on brand for Mikey. If you didn't know, Mikey loves snacks, and she's doing some very important research for us today.
Oh, this is very important. Heather, if snacks are involved, I've got the inside scoop. And today, in celebration of National Granola Bar Day, we're ditching the wrappers and creating them from scratch. Jessica Bodie of Yellow Rose is here, and we're going to talk all things granola bars. If a bird would eat anything, I will too. It's like little bird food, little seeds. I'm all in here.
Yes.
So tell me about what we're making today.
Amazing. So we're making our granola bars from scratch. This is a vegan recipe, so it uses flaxseed, but it is baked.
Okay.
So that's the one step. But otherwise, they're very easy snacks to make. You can even make them with your kids.
Oh, I love that.
And they're very healthy, so whole foods.
Okay,
that we're
so
putting in.
tell us how to get started here.
Awesome. So I've got the peanut butter in this bowl here. And I'm just going to add agave nectar. This is half a cup of peanut butter and half a cup of agave nectar. You can choose maple syrup. You can choose honey if you don't mind it being non-vegan.
Can you use apple butter?
Absolutely. I put apple butter in my apple butter and snickerdoodles. Have you ever done that?
Gosh, no, I haven't.
I'd highly recommend. So just stirring this together until it's pretty much together. And then I'm going to add in flaxseed. So this is another quarter cup of flax that's ground.
Now, is flaxseed, is that protein?
It is. It is, and it's a lot of fiber.
Oh, good.
So
oh, yeah, you need that to keep you moving.
And then the water, which we also need.
How did you become a pro at making granola bars?
So I have been working in kitchens for about 14 years, which shocked me when I did my count the other day.
Yeah,
but
always does. Always shocks you because you're having fun.
Yes, exactly. Yes. It's not even work, and especially getting my kids in on granola bars, like that makes it even better.
That's good.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you take over stirring.
Oh, good.
And then I will pour this in.
Okay, so I'll stir for you.
This has the oat flour, which is a couple cups of oat flour and then a cup and a half of whole oats in there.
I see. Now, what's the difference between I guess flour is made from oats, but is there a different consistency or just from regular flour?
I put this in my food processor, which is a little bit of work. You can also buy oat flour at the store.
Okay.
Either way works.
Right,
and then I do a little bit of salt.
Here.
And yeah, it's a little thick, but worth it. And then you can do a few different types of granola bars. I have some examples here. You could do coconut and white chocolate, nuts and fruit. We're gonna do chocolate today because I love chocolate.
Oh, I love chocolate too. So are the oats, are these gluten-free?
They are. These are certified gluten-free oats. You can also pretty much count that you're gonna be gluten-free when you buy oats at the store, but it's always good to check the label.
Okay, this is feeling pretty good.
Awesome, so we can put, I'll set up our little pan here. If you wanna pour it in, I can hold this.
And I will say, these smell so good already. It's the peanut butter and the chocolate chips that are really bringing this to life. No, it's good. This is kind of heavy, like the mixture. It really is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. So we just pat this down.
Oh gosh.
Just pat it down.
I'm sorry.
You're great. I've got a big
outside of the paper. Okay, there we go.
Beautiful. So this gets patted down, put in the oven, 325, so a little lower than your normal cooking temperature, and then 15 minutes.
Oh,
and
that's it?
That's it.
That's really quick.
Yeah. So they end up a little more dense like this. Or move you to our finished product here, but we can cut them pretty easily. So they just lift out of the pan very easily, let them cool to room temperature.
That is the prettiest looking granola bar I think
It's so
I've ever
easy,
seen.
I swear. And you can
So
just
cool.
serve them right away.
Okay, can I try one?
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Thank you. What other products do you have here, other baked goods?
I have a few of my other items. I've got some kind of normal breakfasty fare, and then there's kolaches, which are popular in Texas, where I'm from. So that's the name Yellow Rose. And yeah, so we are selling at Farmers Market in Bloomfield right now, but we've also been at the Squirrel Hill Farmers Markets.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you kind of get around the city.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I have to say, this is delicious.
Awesome.
It is so rich, and it feels like it's healthy for me.
Yes.
This is my kind of snack.
I'm so glad.
Thank you so much. If you're interested in purchasing goods from Yellow Rose Bakehouse, we're going to link you up to them on our website. Well, next on the show, it's cold, Ron, like very cold. Is there anything new?
Well, not only is it cold, Mikey, but we're going to be talking about our potential snow chances as we're heading into your weekend as well. First off, make sure you hook your boy up. Bring me one of those over here to the studio. But besides that, we are looking at big snow totals over the weekend, so we're going to talk a little bit more about that coming up.
moved out of that really deep freeze. It doesn't mean it's done with us. It still feels very cold outside.
Well, you know, our temperatures, it's a wave. It goes up, it goes down. And so we're at that, unfortunately, right now, this is the up of the time. In fact, our high temperatures today getting into the mid-30s. That's about where we are right now. That's actually going to be the warmest we'll be over the next week.
And so we have a little bit of snow that's coming. You're going to see those flakes flying around. What I really wanted to talk to you about, though, is so there are a lot of people online looking at some things popping up either in their weather apps or they're just seeing something floating around on social media about this crazy snowstorm this weekend. There is a storm coming, but everything is still being fine-tuned. Is that right?
Okay, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about, because it's always unique and interesting how quickly we go from one thing to the next. So we always try as forecasters to just kind of look at our next system. That's happening actually right now. We actually have some snow squalls that'll be back into the overnight hours tonight with that chance for some snow. Now, as we're getting into the weekend, though, the snow chance will be back. It looks like the big chance coming in on Sunday. Now, yeah, we've seen some really big totals coming in, and I got to tell you, we're looking at some big totals, probably not as big as what you've been looking at. But let me show you. All right, so this graphic here, this is, I have it labeled as future snow depth. So this is basically the snow that gets on the ground. How deep is that going to be? And look at that, as we're getting into Sunday and Monday, we're going to be in that 5, 6, maybe up to 8-inch range in the Pittsburgh area is what the latest model data is telling us. Now, I want to go from that to what yesterday's model data told us. And that told us that we are going to be in just the 3 to 5 inch range.
Right.
So things are certainly, they can still change. Normally what we do, once we get into day 4, we know that the track is not going to change very much. When we get into day 3, we know that those totals are pretty much going to be locked in, maybe a little up, maybe a little down, but we know a really good, really kind of have a good picture of what we can expect to happen at that point. It's go time on day 2, and then you start to see those warnings coming in for the last 24 hours. And that's the time that it's really time to get going. But really, people should be preparing now for a lot of snow. We're looking at 5, 6, maybe as much as 8 inches of snow.
I mean, so still significant, but people who are saying we're getting 50 inches of snow on Sunday, not happening.
Well, yeah, I mean, you just have to look climatology, or the history here. That's not really likely, especially with the track of the system. But we are watching it. I do think it's going to be something that's fairly robust. We're looking at, more than 5 inches of what you should expect.
Okay, so stay tuned. Keep watching KDKA. You'll be up to date on everything that you need to know so you can best prepare.
Oh, yeah, we got the team. We're on it.
All right, thanks, Ron. Okay, quick question. When was the last time you went a full day without your phone? No scrolling, no checking, no, just this one thing. Ron, I know that you're not good at this either. No. And it's fine, because we all use our phone for everything. So in under a Mikey minute, are there any benefits to doing a digital detox, Mikey?
Yeah, there definitely are. So we all know the feeling. You pick up your phone to check something, and suddenly 20 minutes have disappeared. Turns out there is real science behind that habit. Experts call constant phone checking a kind of behavioral dependence, and it can negatively hit your mood, focus, and even sleep. A study out of Georgetown University shows when you're cut off from your phone, people can experience anxiety and restlessness, almost like withdrawal, because our brains get used to that quick hit of feedback and novelty. But here's the cool thing. According to research from learning scientists, even a short reduction in screen time can actually improve your mental health in just a few short days, like improvement in sleep quality, less depression, and better overall well-being. Now, why is it so hard to quit? Part of it is psychological. Your phone triggers tiny dopamine surges with every notification, like a little reward system in your brain. And when you try to unplug, that loop has to reset. Now, you don't have to go cold turkey to feel the benefits. Even small intentional breaks, app limits, or phone-free moments can start to make you feel calmer, more present, and sharper throughout the day. Oh, did I make it in under a Mikey minute? Oh.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You learned something.
I'm going to blame it on my phone.
Okay.
On my phone. I stepped outside to ask, could you go 24 hours without your phone?
Could you give up your cell phone for 24 hours?
Oh, yeah. I'm not addicted to my cell phone like most people.
Yeah?
No. Yeah, I'm not that person.
How do you stay not addicted to your cell phone? Because I feel like everyone is.
I'm just not of that era. Yeah. You know, I'm 67. I didn't grow up in this period of cell phones. So I could do without it. I really didn't want a cell phone initially, but they, you know, society makes you get a cell phone.
Do you have it on you now?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably haven't been on it all day.
Oh, no. I'm not that type of person.
Could you give up your cell phone for 24 hours?
No, I could not give up my cell phone for 24 hours.
You said that really quickly. Why a no?
I utilize it for work. I'm addicted to social media. I also have a daughter, so if she needs to contact me for an emergency, teenager, so if there's anything with that.
I love how you use the word addicted. I think knowing is the first step.
Yes.
Could you give up your phone for 24 hours?
Yes.
Yes. Why do you say yes?
I mean, because, like, I don't really need to talk to anybody that much, and I could survive without the internet.
What about social media? Do you have social media on your phone?
I'm not a big social media person, so, yeah.
And so do you have a landline at home?
Nope.
Could you give up your phone for 24 hours?
I honestly, I can't, because, and you'll get there, but the school's apps, that's how they're sending all of their notifications. All of the sports activities have their own Game Changer and all the Band and all these different apps that they use. So it is impossible with a family to avoid it. At least one person in the house has to be connected.
I agree, and you're right. I'm not quite there yet, so I think I could do it at this point.
Sure.
I could give up my phone for 24 hours. Matter of fact, I've left my phone at home for an entire day, and I was okay.
Lovely.
Yeah,
that sounds lovely. I want to be disconnected in the worst way. Still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, Milan Fashion Week just ended and we saw a lot. But are you in or out on the looks? We're weighing in whether the Steel City is ready to rock these styles.
And do you want to give your brain a workout without hitting the gym? From mental exercises to healthy habits, learn ways to keep your mind sharp at any age.
Plus, a beloved jazz venue is fighting to keep its doors open, and the city's music community is answering the call. Find out how a special fundraiser at Con Alma is helping protect the future of live jazz. That's next.
Live jazz has long been a part of Pittsburgh's cultural heartbeat, and Con Alma has provided a venue for the melodies and the memories to coexist. Now the club is facing a critical moment, and they need your help. Well, I went over to the space to learn what's at stake and why their upcoming fundraiser means so much.
I'm here at Con Alma in the Cultural District with two of the owners, John and Josh, and you've got a very cool event coming up. You're doing a gala.
We are, yeah. We're doing we're raising funds and towards our whole program, and we have the incredible Sean Jones coming into town, leading a group with some of the Pittsburgh greats like Roger Humphreys, Dwayne Dolphin.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really, really fun night, and incredible food and drinks going on as well. It's going to be a great event.
Totally, and one of the reasons you're organizing this is because it's sort of hard to run a small indie jazz venue in Pittsburgh. You're the only jazz club in town. You've been here for 6 years, and you need a little help, basically, right?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard running a restaurant. It's hard running a jazz club. We had 2 locations. Should have closed one the minute we opened up downtown.
Yeah.
So, it's put us in a position where, we're asking for some help. For us to keep going and doing what we're doing and provide the city and downtown Pittsburgh with some culture and some good vibes.
I think it's so important in a city like Pittsburgh that has such a rich jazz history to have an operating jazz club. I mean, maybe you can talk a little bit about the importance and the community that's really grown around this place.
Absolutely. I mean, Pittsburgh is a jazz city.
Yeah.
They say that the 2 things that bring all walks of life together in Pittsburgh are the Steelers and jazz.
Yeah.
And that's been a long-standing thing. And if we're not here, there's nowhere that's a center for the jazz community to exist, which is a real jazz scene. Other cities don't have a real jazz scene. It's very important to us, and it's very important to this city. We know it is, and that's why we're not giving up, and it's why we've had to go to our community, because we all value it together.
Yeah, and so this gala is a great opportunity for folks to come and support Con Alma and jazz in Pittsburgh, and you also have a lot more planned. I think we're going to head over to the bar right now and see some of the drink specials. Your sort of mixologists are prepping for the evening. I'm here with Amy, who's the third co-owner of Con Alma, and one of your responsibilities, you do front of house stuff, but you're also in charge of all the beverages, and I know you have some special beverages in the works for this gala.
We do. We have a pretty good mix of jazz age style cocktails, classics, as well as some Latin American inspired.
And Katie over here is going to mix up one of these specialty cocktails. So what are you going to be making for us, Katie?
So the cocktail I'm going to make is called the Tony Campbell, actually named after the one and only Tony Campbell. So many of our drinks are named after jazz songs as well as musicians.
Yeah.
So it's a take on a Manhattan. We do 2 ounces of espresso infused kind of blue blended scotch. An ounce of sweet vermouth.
And in addition to being a bartender, you're also a jazz vocalist.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I found my way behind the bar here.
Yeah. So do you perform here as well?
I do. I will be here at the end of the month with John, actually. We have a Led Zeppelin tribute band called Steel Zeppelin, and we're doing
so cool.
jazz interpretations of Zeppelin.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
A lot of people have no idea the wide range of talent that we do have, and they may have been coming in for drinks and realize, oh wow, you really do have great jazz.
Yeah, you get to see these sort of world-class musicians performing in this really beautiful, intimate space. Oh, is this the final garnish, Katie?
It is the final garnish.
Okay. What's going to happen over here? There's a cinnamon stick, there's a napkin. Oh my goodness, there's fire too. Wow.
This is actually my favorite cocktail we have on the menu right now.
Oh, we can already sort of get the cinnamon aroma. Whoa, am I going to burn myself taking my first sip over here? Okay, I've got to try this. Let's see. That is delicious. Oh, I get the smokiness. That's so cool. Well, cheers to Con Alma, and hopefully lots of great jazz music in everyone's future.
They bring so much life and culture to the city, and quite honestly, it's one of my favorite date night spots, so I wish them the best of luck. Con Alma's fundraising gala is happening this Sunday with doors opening at 5 in the evening, and we're going to have more information about this special night on our website. Well, still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, it's Fashion Week somewhere. We're heading to Milan and Paris to predict the trends we'll see in our stores and on the streets of the Steel City. Plus, Heather's got some good news to share today.
Oh yeah, we're kicking off the second half of the show with the stories that are making us smile this afternoon. Think shopping, new beginnings, and helping others. Talk Pittsburgh, we'll be right back.
All right, we're kicking off our second half hour with some Pittsburgh good news.
And we are starting with Pittsburgh topping the list if you're starting over. Consumer Affairs did some work to find the best cities to move to if you're looking for a fresh start. Pittsburgh landed 7th on the list. They looked at affordability, opportunities, stability, and safety. Harrisburg actually beat us out, Mikey, coming in at number 4.
Wow.
But this is not tied to this at all, this ranking at all, purely coincidental, but I wanted to share this. It popped up on my timeline. This is from the real estate group, the Fraser team, comparing which locations in Pittsburgh, which neighborhoods to move to if you're coming from New York City. So if you take a look at this, for instance, Lawrenceville, if you're moving from the Lower East Side, or Highland Park, if you're coming from Prospect Heights and Brooklyn. It was really fun. We wanted to share that.
I love that. All right, well, the Pens are hoping to have a huge turnout for their big charity game coming up on February 26th. They're playing the New Jersey Devils, but more than that, they're hoping to raise $2 million for the Penguins Foundation and the Mario Lemieux Foundation. This is their 15th annual charity game, and the theme this year is legends. During the game, you'll be able able to buy bags filled with exclusive Penguins memorabilia. The event has raised nearly $23 million for local causes.
It's amazing. All right, Walnut is adding some new retailers. If you're heading to Shady Side, RH, formerly known as Restoration Hardware, just opened at the corner of Walnut and Ivy. The high-end furniture store took over the previous Banana Republic location. I have a friend who works for RH. Apparently there were some initial rumors and hopes that this location would have the RH rooftop restaurant. Yes, if you've been to Columbus, you know what this is like. But it is just the furnishings, no restaurant, still worth checking out, as you can see here. But don't worry, because if you are hungry, there's also some excitement about Paris Baguette. They've set up shop where Williams-Sonoma was before they closed in 2022, according to Pittsburgh Magazine. There's one other location on McKnight Road, so you may already be familiar with their baked goods and coffee. And also expected soon along Walnut. Clothing store, Brandy Melville.
Oh, so much new that's coming to that area. It's really exciting.
Yeah, and since we're... Since we're on the topic of fashion, Fashion Week just wrapped up in Milan, and it's starting again in Paris.
Yes, so we're running through some of the most eye-catching winter looks to predict what we might see walking down Liberty Avenue next winter.
Perhaps. We don't know. So on a scale from 1 to 5, we're going to write down on our boards, which looks do you think will make their way to the Berg's most fashionable people? You can play along with us too at home.
All right, this is going to be fun. So first up, we have Dolce & Gabbana this fall and winter 26 and the year 2027. So this is pretty much like the end of this year into next year.
Well, this is what they're predicting, right? For this upcoming fall and winter.
Right. And so fashion critics, they call this collection a celebration of individuality with pieces meant to mix and match.
I kind of like it.
You like it? I like it too.
I know that with a lot of fashion things, it takes the right people to pull off those looks, but take a look again.
Look at those coats.
I like the layered look. I think both of them. Now, the deep V, I don't know that...
It's really deep. Like
you have to be the right person to pull off a very deep V.
Yeah.
But you know what? I like them, and I'm going to give these a 5.
I gave it a 4. I like the collars. I mean, they're large, but
by the time, if you watch Devil Wears Prada, I think by the time these things get to us, they are tamed down for mainstream. I think we will see variations of these, and I'm all in.
I'm in.
Okay, so next up we have Giorgio Armani. This collection is called, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, Congianti.
There you go.
Did I say it right? It's congiante, I don't know. Italian word for iridescent.
Okay.
So we're seeing, again, these kind of tailored looks, but a little bit looser. And so
I don't love that. I don't love the loose, like, falling out of your clothes look. I'm not a big fan.
The skinny tie, you don't like it?
I don't like skinny. I just made a comment about that. We were watching a movie last night, and the guy had on a skinny tie, and I hated it.
I do think it's really difficult to expand on men's fashion.
You're trying really hard here.
Well,
you don't like it.
I think if you are wearing a suit, it is really hard to like step out of that mold. Like the boldest thing that we have seen in the last couple of years is men wearing sneakers with their suits. So I just think, but this one is not doing it for me.
Yeah.
I think it looks like a little sloppy. And I'm going to say it too.
Agreed. Okay. All right. Well, next up, this is called D Squared. They went for a Winter Olympics theme, which will be in Milan in a couple of weeks. So this is right on trend. And they really ran with the theme here.
Yeah.
This is Hudson Williams, one of the actors from the hockey romance show Heated Rivalry.
Also a book.
Yes, also a book.
But this is who stars in the show.
Yes. And our producer Brittany, she
is
loves
obsessed.
It. Yes.
Yeah.
Obsessed is the right word.
You know what? I'm giving this a 5. While I hate the boots, I do think this is again one of those things where it's layered enough that you could take each piece from it. You don't have to put that all together. It's very layered, but I would say some of those pieces are very doable.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3.
Right down the middle.
I could take it or leave it.
Okay, also from D Squared, this is another look for women, and I can tell you I already saw this, and I'm out. I'm out.
You're out?
Take a look at this.
Let's see. Oh my, what are we looking at here?
What I noticed from some of these, it's almost like that jacket tied around your waist. Like you can see.
Like a cupcake.
And some of these, I think they were like tying sweaters for the men around their waist. I'm not really sold on these looks. I think the last thing any of us want is to put balloons around our middle.
Look, no, like she's gonna float away. We were supposed to vote 1 through 5. I'm gonna give this a 0. I don't know if that's allowed, but
What I do like, the tights. I think that I love that we're using tights to extend our fashion.
You're finding anything to love with that.
Yeah. I'm trying to pull some things that we will see that we will be able to. No one is wearing that outfit.
Nowhere. Where are you going with that?
No.
Nowhere. Okay. Our last looks are Ralph Lauren. Now you might recognize this actor and model Tyson Beckford, of whom I have met before. Okay.
Ooh.
He came to sit down at my table at a small little cafe in New York once. So this collection is focused on American heritage with artisan accessories.
Yes, I'm in. I think these are doable. I don't like the one necessarily, like the English suit over there.
But I like Tyson's look.
Like the teddy bear jacket?
Yes.
I want a teddy bear jacket in the worst way.
Do you?
I haven't found one that long.
Okay.
5.
Go with 4.
I'm all in. Let's see what happens.
That was fun. All right, so to come on Talk Pittsburgh, we're checking in with Barry Pintar in the newsroom for your first look at the KDKA Evening News.
And do you want to make your brain stronger and sharper without extra work? The secret isn't what you think. Find out how to boost your cognitive power. That's coming up next.
Today we're talking about that winter slog. You know, brain fog, tiredness, less motivation. You might feel like you're stuck in a rut, but you're not. A lot of what you're feeling comes down to a few big winter troublemakers. First, less daylight. Shorter days mean your body gets less bright light, and that light helps regulate your mood and sleep. Second, stress stacks up between family expectations and post-holiday money pressures. Your mind can feel crowded, and that makes it harder to stay focused. And third, we move less and we eat differently. When it's cold, workouts get skipped and comfort food takes over. Now, this may seem all doom and gloom, but there is hope to get your head clear this season. Heather's learning more.
Oh yeah, this is a really important conversation. After the holidays and all of these gray winter days, it's easy to feel a little foggy, but the good news, there's research that shows the right mix of challenges, rest, and new experiences make your brain stronger and sharper. And the best part, these tips work for adults of all ages. Here to break it down is UPMC neurologist, Dr. Joanna Fong Izaria Wong. I'm so happy to have you here because I do think, you know, we're coming out of this Blue Monday earlier this week, and so we're still all feeling the heaviness from the holiday season, the winter blues. You say the best thing to do is treat our brain like it's a muscle.
Yeah.
Like training it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for having me back. And yeah, I do think our brain trains like a muscle. So it grows when we challenge it, right?
Right.
So, for example, if you lift the same weight the same way forever, you stop seeing gains. So our brain works the same way. So by learning new skills or trying something unfamiliar really pushes our brain to stretch and build new connections. But when we do it too much, so when we overwork our brain without recovery, then that's when you get into trouble.
So I think about like the less extreme and sticking with the same routine, the same habits. I mean, we see a lot of older people falling into this. You wake up at the same time, maybe you don't have as much to do because you don't have the stress from work and the expectations that you used to. What is something that you can do if you're 60, 70 plus to help exercise your brain?
Yeah, I think when we talk about something new, it doesn't have to be anything big or a life-changing thing. What our brain really look for is something new. So it loves novelty. So it can be just learning a new language, picking up a new music instruments, walking a new trail, changing out your workout routine, just something small, all counts.
It all counts.
Yeah, and I always say if you find something that you feel just a little bit uncomfortable, but still doable, that's the sweet spot. That's when the brain is actually making new connections.
And let's go back a little bit, because you talked about overworking yourself too, and kind of the downside of too much stress and too much. And that can lead to a whole slew of problems. So let's talk about like that 30 to 50 year range where we're working so hard and we're managing our kids, and maybe even in the sandwich generation, helping our older parents too. How do we de-stress enough that we're doing our brain good?
Yeah, so I mean, we're talking about that brain fog moment, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of us really sometimes get stuck in this. And we think that we can fix brain fog by pushing harder, but it doesn't work. It's like pushing on gas pedal when your tank is empty. So what you really need is recovery. And it can be in the form of a small breaks, a nap, but nothing beats a good sleep, because sleep is when recovery happens. And I see this all the time working with athletes and coaches. When recovery is protected, especially sleep, you see performance improves.
Yeah, this was not listed on here, but I hope you don't mind if I ask you this, but I know for a lot of perimenopausal women, we experience that brain fog too. And is there anything to help in those situations as you're working through that?
Yeah, it's very common to have that brain fog sensation, especially during menopausal period, and it is related to the fluxus of hormones, and one thing that it really I think this changes affect is our sleep.
Yeah, right.
So it's not uncommon to have more difficulty with sleep during menopause or perimenopause. So I think what you want to do is to optimize your sleep and
as much as you can.
Do all the right thing that we already know, right? But when still you can fall asleep, can stay asleep, it's time to ask for help.
Get some help. And really, what does a good night's sleep look like? I mean, are we talking 7 to 9 hours? Do women tend to need more? I think there was some research done not too long ago on that.
Yeah, so I mean, the recommended sleep duration for adults is 7 to 9, and you're right. I think a woman may need a little bit more. And I always tell my patient, if you can get that 8, it's better than the 7.
Right.
But dark, quiet room is the best. It's like, if you can find a bedroom that is kind of like a dark cave environment, that's the
perfect.
best.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. Really important information. And if you would like to read more articles from Dr. Fong on sleep and brain health, we'll have those links for you on our website. Go to kdka.com/talkpittsburgh. Still to come on the show, KDKA reporter and anchor Barry Pintar standing by in the newsroom with the stories you won't want to miss tonight on the KDKA Evening News. And we're going to take a moment to find out what you can expect to see on KDKA TV News tonight at 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, Barry Pintar is in our newsroom with some of the stories our news team is working on. Barry?
Yeah, good afternoon. Heather and Mikey here are a few of the stories our team is working on. We are following one of those stories where it seems an elderly driver mistakenly hit the gas pedal instead of the brake. This happened today at a Denny's restaurant in Scott Township. The car plowed into the restaurant. People were hurt. We will take you there and definitely show you what happened there. Also, this story out of Fayette County. A person there co-won a $30 million Powerball jackpot, yet now is facing charges of stealing over $70,000 from a county agency there. We have the name of the person and the charges they are facing. And by the way, according to police, this theft was to support a gambling addiction. Finally, big snow is on its way to our entire viewing area. Meteorologists are saying the storm hasn't even formed yet, but will be forming in the next couple of days. They are forecasting the very real possibility of it dumping more snow into our region than we've seen in years. Some areas, the potential of 15 inches of snow or more. We'll explain how meteorologists are tracking the storm and ask the question, could this be what is often referred to as a snowmageddon? All that and more starting up in just a few minutes on the KDKA newscast.
We were just talking to Ron earlier in the show about the snowstorm and trying to predict out this model. I know a lot of people are seeing stuff on social media and really not just inches but feet. So what are you hearing?
Yeah, we say it all the time. You just got to be so careful about that stuff you see on social media.
Right. Great show today, and we have a good one planned for tomorrow, too, on Talk Pittsburgh. Did you know getting your will in order is not something any of us really want to tackle, but then add on the expense of having someone help you? It turns out, though, there's a service right here that does it for free. Tomorrow, we're going to show you how experts will walk you through writing a will, deciding who inherits your money and assets, and even setting up powers of attorney.
Good to know. From the paperwork to the process, you can get support planning for the future for yourself, your parents, or even your grandparents. We'll show you how to get started tomorrow.
It's a really good conversation, some good information. And are you ready to level up your fun? Well, game on. A local company brings the power of play to you through their 25-foot mobile gaming trailer. We're taking you inside for a look at this next level party experience.
Well, thanks for joining us for Talk Pittsburgh. We will also be streaming on CBS News Pittsburgh tonight at 9. KDKA TV News at 4 starts now.
That's why we are here. What's fascinating about this is this snowstorm hasn't even formed yet. So they are looking at data. They're sending up balloons 2 times a day. Number one, to see how and where it'll form. And then really, guys, it's all about the trajectory. They talk about the bullseye. Will Pittsburgh be in the bullseye? That's what we're looking to find out.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Barry.
You're welcome.
15 inches. That's a lot of snow. All right. Still to come on Talk Pittsburgh. We're wrapping things up with another quick look at your forecast and what we're chatting about for tomorrow's show.